Well, over the past 5 years, China's online sales of fast-moving consumer goods grew at an average of nearly 80%. That far outstrips a 10% growth rate in the US and an 8% rise in the UK. That's according to a report from a global consulting firm. Now, most of the purchases are done by Chinese urban millennials. For more, we're joined by our Beijing reporter, Peng. Peng, why are sales growing so fast?
Well, of course, this is mostly about the country's fast-rising e-commerce sales, but it's also about the millennials and their attitude towards consumption. Before I came to DC in December, I spoke to some youngsters in Beijing and find out about what they are buying and why. There's a saying in China, eating is of heavenly importance. Chinese people have a tradition of saving their money to prepare for a bad day, which is exactly what the country endured nearly 60 years ago during the Great Chinese Famine. But for millennials like Li Luqiong and her boyfriend, their parents' way of spending is an outdated one. The $30 dinner is just an appetizer for their regular Friday night spending spree. If I might ask, how much money do you spend each time?
Well, I don't know. I don't have a definite number for that because when I get really pressured, I spend a lot of money on clothing, on skincare and stuff like that.
You can earn enough money to support your...
No. So when I get when the credit card bill comes to me, I get very worried about that.
Then it depends on your boyfriend, right?
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate him for that.
Official figures show that an average Beijing resident earns less than $1,000 a month, about $33 a day. These two young university graduates earn just about the same amount. But as I kept tracking through the night, they spent around $200 on food and clothing, a number they say is a normal amount. But their spending is by no means reckless. So why are you always checking on your mobile phone?
Well, when I go shopping, I always compare the price with the online retailers, and I always found that there might be 20% or 30% off on online retailers.
Have you found your bargain on that shoe?
Yeah, that shoe have 20% off. Yes, and I'm gonna buy it. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna buy it because it's a lot cheaper online.
They say the fun part is first looking to see what shopping malls offer and then make their purchase through the internet. Figures show that online sales of fast-moving consumer goods in China are growing 7 times faster than in the United States, as over 400 million Chinese youngsters are shopping both online and offline. The total amount in China hit $25 billion in 2015, more than the US and UK combined, according to a report by an oc&c strategy consultants, a leading global strategy consulting firm. A data analysis team of China's leading e-commerce retailer Alibaba says that those who make up the millennial generation are major buyers. The analysts say that they keep track of where the money is going better than the millennials who are actually spending it.
Many millennials have felt this surge in their purchasing power during the transition from student to white-collar worker. They hope to buy expensive things that until now they could only dream about but couldn't afford. They are starting their families, and many hope that goods they put in their new homes, like furniture or baby products, will create a better lifestyle.
Chinese urban millennials are helping to shift the focus of consumer spending from not just survival, but the quality of life in a fast-changing nation. China's e-commerce giant Alibaba have around 4.5 million users on its online payment app, Alipay. It said last week that an average Chinese Alipay user born in the 1980s spent more than $17,000 in 2016 through their app. And just remember, the average annual income of Chinese citizens was just around $11,000 in 2015, and that Alipay is just one of the online payment apps available for Chinese young people.
So, Peng, given some of these figures, how can they afford to spend so much?
Well, the short answer is, I don't know. Each millennial may have their own budget plans. Some may simply just earn more than average. Some pay by credit card, some spend money on what they want to buy, and then depend on their parents to help out things on what they have to buy, such as an apartment. A China Business News Weekly report cited an online survey which shows that most of the new graduates earn about 5,000 yuan, or $722 a month. But they would often spend 2,000 to 3,000 yuan on unnecessary items. One millennial said that he bought a shaver for $700. Another said he went to an expensive private dentist just so that he don't have to wait in line. All of this consumer spending by Chinese millennials is providing business owners with an opportunity to adjust to the new and rising demand from millennials.
Expensive habits indeed. Thank you so much, our Beijing correspondent Han Peng, live from our newsroom.